Child Lucy Bronze's childhood. Strength in the face of difficulty. Immigrant family, bilingual from a young age. Lucy was born in 1991 in Berwick-upon-Tweed, England, to a Portuguese father and an English mother. She spoke Portuguese fluently from a young age, growing up in an environment where two cultures intersected. Lack of opportunities to play football. As a child, Lucy loved football, but there were no girls' teams where she lived. So she played the role of a boy, joining the school's junior football team, where she was the only girl. Many times she was teased, doubted and ostracized, just because she was a girl playing football. Banned from playing because of her gender. When she turned 12, FA, England Football Association, rules did not allow girls to play football on the same team as boys after that age. Lucy was kicked out of the team without any other choice. Her mother later had to write a letter to the FA to protest. Lucy says it was a huge shock, but also the moment she realized she would have to fight twice as hard to get back on the pitch. Teen's serious injury. At 17, Lucy suffered a serious knee injury and was refused surgery by the NHS because she was not a professional athlete. She had to pay for the surgery, train and recover on her own. She once said, "No one believed I would return to the pitch. But I never gave up." Glowing star inspirational story. From the men's pitch to the Women's World Cup. Once, when she was just 10 years old, Lucy said that in a school football match, she dribbled past 5 boys and scored. After the match, a boy said indignantly, "Girls should go play with dolls." Lucy just smiled and replied, "If I were a boy, you wouldn't feel so humiliated." That was when she started writing in her diary, "I will become the #1 player in the world. Even if I have to play among men, it's okay." Trophy results of steely determination. Overcoming gender stereotypes. Becoming captain of the England U20 team, then the #1 player. Winning the Champions League with Lyon. Participating in the FIF Pro World 11 and being named the world's best defender in 2020. Darkness football. One Lucy's Journey, fiction, inspired by Lucy Bronze. On the dewy football pitch of a small town near the Scottish border, Lucy is only 9 years old, but her eyes are already those of an adult. She doesn't smile much. She doesn't talk much. She kicks a ball as if it's the only thing that makes her feel alive. No one in the village knows that, in the old house at the end of the road, the man who calls himself family has turned Lucy's childhood into a nightmare. The darkness in that room, the pain she can't name, all of it is suppressed, and poured out through kicks. "I kick as if I don't score, I'll die. Because I've been dead for years." Lucy, from her diary at age 14. Every day at school was a battle. Her friends called her crazy soccer girl, weird girl who won't wear skirts, and sometimes worse. But Lucy never gave up. Soccer was her freedom. It was where she took back control of her life. At age 12, she found an understanding coach. He didn't ask any questions, just looked into her eyes and said, "You don't need to tell me. But if you want to play soccer for the rest of your life, I will help you." 2. The light of a leather ball. When Lucy was 13, she played her first competitive match for the U15 girls team. It was an away match, drizzling, with mud on her shins. But when Lucy got the ball, all sounds seemed to die down. She dribbled from midfield, dribbled past 3 defenders, and fired a shot that left the opposing goalkeeper looking on. It wasn't just Lucy's first goal. It was a silent declaration to the world. "I'm still here. I'm still alive." After the match, her coach handed her a small, black-covered notebook. "You can write in here anything you can't say," he said. And Lucy began to write. "Every time I score a goal, I erase a part of my memory. But I also keep a little bit, so I never forget why I started." 3. The past returns. At 16, Lucy entered the National Youth Academy. She thought things were getting better, but then she received a letter. Not a congratulatory letter, but a summons from the court, for a case involving a man who used to live with her family, who was being investigated for child abuse in the community. She was one of the victims. Lucy was torn. She had moved far away from that past. But if she didn't come forward, that man would continue to walk free. And maybe there would be other Lucys who wouldn't be saved. She decided to go to court. The trial lasted for days. Lucy remained silent for most of it, until the lawyer asked, "Why did you decide to speak up, after all these years?" Lucy looked straight at the man who had destroyed her and replied, "Because I was silent when I was a child, but now I am a player, a voice, and I will not let someone like you be safe for another second." The courtroom fell silent. For, from the ashes, a star rises. After the trial, Lucy returned to the pitch as if she had lived another life. Many said she played with more passion, more strength. But the truth was, she was liberated. She scored in her first match back. As soon as the ball went into the net, she pointed to the sky. Not to celebrate, but to thank herself. She no longer needed anyone to save her. From now on, she was the one who saved herself. Torchbearer. In 2022, Wembley Stadium was ablaze. More than 87,000 fans cheered as the final whistle blew. England's women's team won the Euro for the first time in their history. And Lucy Bronze, the defender wearing the number 2 shirt, collapsed on the grass, tears streaming down her face. No one understood why she cried so much. After the match, as people celebrated, signed shirts, and took pictures, Lucy quietly separated from the group. She walked to the lower stand, where there were rows of seats for children sponsored by a charity. A shy, brown-haired girl, about 11 years old, hugged an old, worn-out ball. Lucy sat down next to her. "You like football?" "Yes, I do. But my mother says girls shouldn't play games like that." "So does your mother say girls have the right to choose their own path?" The girl bowed her head. No answer. Lucy took out a small notebook, the old diary, and put it in her hand. "I was you once. I was also afraid. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. But I chose not to run away. I chose to play football, no matter what anyone said." The little girl looked up, her eyes shining. Lucy smiled. "If one day you feel like your life is too dark, just play. Play as if the whole world is blocking your way. And then you will see, nothing can stop a girl who knows what she wants." 5 years later, at a press conference introducing the England U17 women's team, a reporter asked the new captain, "Who is your biggest inspiration?" The young girl with brown hair pursed her lips and said, "A woman once gave me an old notebook. And thanks to her, I learned, the football field is not a place to escape the past. It is a place to rewrite it." The camera pans down to her hand, where she still wears a bracelet with the name LB. Conclusion. I am not a victim. I am living proof that I can be broken, but I am still strong enough to stand up and kick like I've never been knocked down. Lucy Bronze, from her speech at the Women in Sports Gala.